Join me on my quest to find the best Forex signal out there. This week we'll look at KojoFx Forex signal. From what I saw when I reviewed his course, he is a swing trader. That means he will hold trades for a very long time using price action on higher time frame. So I joined this Forex signal and let's see if we can make money by copying his trades. After a quick analysis of the channel, we can see that he only trades gold and that the trades are sent in a very clean way. So it's going to be easy to automate his signal with a Copier software. It's a program that will read the chat and execute the trade automatically while I sleep. I think Kojo lives in Dubai, so it's a 9-hour difference for me. So without the trade copier, I would have to wake up at night to take the trades. So if we can actually make money this month, I will show you how to install the trade copier at the end of the video. We are day one of my review on Kojo Forex signal, and we got this trade on gold during the night. My trade copier took the trade automatically at 1:15 a.m. while I was sleeping. Kojo then wrote that we had 40 and 50 pips running, but my plan was to take my first partial profits once the price would reach the first take profit level, which didn't happen, and 2 hours later, the price reached the full stop loss. In the pin message that he posted in 2021 and that has not been edited since, he says that we should protect our trade once the price reached 20 or 30 pips of profits, so that's what I'll do for the rest of the review. When the copier will read the word running in the chat, it'll put the stop at break-even to protect the trade, and I will close 50% of my position at TP1 and the remaining at TP2. So day 2 of the review with the new and improved setting in the Copier software, and let's see how it went last night. So I can see on the chart that we received one trade during the night and it reached at least 20 pips of profit, so my copier should have protected the trade. It looked like this on the chart. As you can see, the trade reached 33 pips of profit before returning to the entry where my copier closed the trade at break even. It's a good thing because later in the day, the price would have reached the full stop loss, so we can say that everything works as expected and we avoided the loss. Sadly, we didn't take any partial profits because the price never reached the first take profit level, which was still 60 pips away. So far it's pretty straightforward. Kojo sends the trade, it's well written, it's copier friendly, and my copier interprets the messages perfectly. Good morning, and let me tell you, this is the best kind of morning. And I'm not talking about the rain. I woke up, checked my phone, and saw that the trade that Kojo sent during the night was already closed, and it closed in profit this time. Kojo sent the trade at 1 a.m. He is not in the same time zone as me, so my guess is it was during the day for him. Anyway, my copier took the buy, and it went all the way to the take profit. My copier closed 50% of the position once the price reached the first take profit level, which was 60 pips away. And the other half of the trade was closed on the second and last take profit level for a total of $107. I'm risking 1% on my $5,000 account. This means I'm willing to risk $50 on every trade. And with this win, we are now back into profit. The account sits at $5,070. 1% per trade is pretty much standard. You should never risk more than 1% per trade, especially when you're following a signal. That way, you could lose up to 100 trades before blowing your account. The other very important aspect of risk management is that if you're risking 1% per trade, you must stick with it. If you start playing with the size of your trades, you will mess up your statistics. If you feel worried after a losing streak and you start reducing your risk, well, you reduce your chance of recovering those losses in the next winning streak. And on the other hand, if you feel invincible after a winning streak and you start increasing your risk, well, you will end up losing even more in the next losing streak. So my advice is stick to 1%. Another morning in profit. This review is going very well so far. We received this first buy and it went 18 pips in profit, but Kojo said his usual 20 pips running, so my copier moved the stop loss at break even, and wow, we were lucky because right after that, it would have been another full stop. 2 hours later, Kojo felt the trade idea was still valid and he sent another buy on gold, and this was the right call. As you can see on the chart, the second trade had a very nice entry and it went all the way through both take profit levels. My copier took $30 of profit on the first level and closed the remaining of the position for $73 on the second level for a total of $103 on the day. We're almost 1 week into the review and we're already up 4%. This is really good numbers. Making 5% of profit a week is an insane amount of profit if you can keep this kind of return throughout the year. If Kojo can keep this pace, we might have found the holy grail of signals. Of course, it's small numbers because I'm only testing on a $5,000 account, but if you were trading on a 100K prop firm account, it would have been close to $4,000 in just a week. Week 2 of the review, and let's see if Kojo will keep the same kinds of return for a second consecutive week. Already this morning, Kojo sent a short, and 10 minutes later he told us to close the trade in drawdown just in time, because right after, the trade would have reached the full stop loss. My copier read the warning correctly, so when I woke up, the trade was already closed halfway towards the stop loss, so 0.5% of loss, approximately 30 bucks. And right after that, he changed his mind and sent a buy instead, and this was the right move. So as you can see on the screen, half of the trade closed on the first take profit level for $32, and the rest of the trade closed on the second take profit level, so the day is now positive $82 or 1.5%. This is really good. Now I knew this would eventually happen, so I wanted to show you that. The trade we got today was a buy on gold. Nothing new, nothing special. The trade went straight into profit, and Kojo said the usual 20 pips in profit and even 40 pips in profit. But if you look at the chart, the trade reached a level at which point Kojo told us to put our stop at break even. Then the trade went back into negative territories, so most of us would get out at break even and end the day with a 0 profit and a 0 loss. Later the trade went to TP1. Kojo said 70 pips running, even though most of us were already out of the position. After that, the trade went back into drawdown. Is Kojo still holding? What would happen if the trade went all the way to the stop loss? He would probably say he got out at break even because that's what he told us to do. But then the price went all the way up, and Kojo was apparently still holding because 4 hours later he sent these messages. So on my side, I got half of the position out on the first take profit level for a profit of $33, and then the second half of the position got closed at break even. It's still a very good day. It just feels like it's a pick and choose strategy. This behavior gives him the ability to claim the best outcome between a break-even and a full take profit. So anyway, I let the test run for the full month. It was all automated, so all I have to do is wait. Throughout the month, we got approximately 1 trade per day, and this is what it looks in my account. We had a lot of break-evens, mostly break-evens, some losses, some take profit, and we ended up making money. The messages are very copier friendly. Kojo is very consistent in the way he writes in the signal, so I was not worried to let the bot run for the entire month while I was working on other projects. By the way, introducing trading times. Always keep track of the different trading sessions around the world. Know when to trade and when to take some time off. Clearly see the overlap between the major trading sessions all on one single timepiece on your wall. Add a mousepad to your order to get free shipping, and don't forget to choose your time zone. After a full month of copying the signal, I got nowhere near the amount of profit that Kojo advertises, but I ended up making $250 on a $5,000 account, and this means a 5% profit. 5% in a month is a good number. If you were on a $100,000 prop firm account, this would mean $5,000 per month. So I gotta say, I'm impressed, especially the fact that it was all automated and completely hands-free. It's hard to believe. So 5% per month is a realistic expectation from a profitable trader. Since we actually made profit this month, as promised, I'll show you how to install the copier that I use for the review. The software I use is called TSC, or Telegram Signals Copier. I'll put a link in the description so you can have a look, but keep in mind it is not my software, it's just a software that I like, and I'm sure there is plenty of other good copiers out there. This is what the homepage looks like in TSC. So it was a $5,000 account, and I made just a bit more than $200 of profit. So to set up the signal, you click here on Edit Settings. On the top left, you search for your signal, and on the first page, it's here that you will set up your risk per trade. So I wrote 1%. For the take profit levels, I chose to close 50% of the position on the first take profit level and the other 50% on the second take profit, because Kojo always sends 2 take profit levels with his trades. So at the beginning of the video, I told you that I would put the stop at break even to protect the trade once the price would reach the first take profit level. So it's here that you input that. As you can see, set SL to entry. If you scroll a bit, you can see the move SL to entry option. So it's here that I wrote the famous running text. So every time the copier reads running in the chat, it will move the SL to the entry point to protect the trade. And as we see in the review, it worked great. You have plenty of other options. Like here, I wrote close in the close option. So if Kojo writes close in the signal, the copier will read that and close the open trade. And the text running is also written here in case Kojo doesn't reply to the original signal. It will still protect the current trade. Here in the break-even tab, you have a ton of options to set up safety nets for your trade. And in the manipulate tab, you have the option to modify the trades you receive. It's especially good if you're trading on a prop firm account and you want your trades to be different than other people's trade who are following the same signal as you are. In the pending order tab, you can set pending orders like if you missed the entry because the trade was already in profit. You can place a pending automatically to wait for a retest for a better entry later. And in the filter tab, it's good for adding your own strategy and reduce your risk if you're following multiple signals at the same time. The trading times tab is good if you want to cancel out trades that you would receive right before the market close on Friday. And other than that, I don't really see the point. News filters. In the pro section, you have a lot of options to delay and modify your trades slightly so prop firms don't know that you're following the same signals as other traders. So if you're not trading on a prop firm, you don't really need that option. Back to the homepage, you can see all the trade we got, and right under we have an important feature where we can modify the symbols setting. This is especially good for gold. It's here that you will set up words like gold instead of XAUUSD. Or if your broker uses prefix or suffix like XAUUSD.R or .pro, you will write it here. And that's pretty much it for TSC. Overall, I'm impressed with this signal. I remember a long time ago when I first tested Kojo's signal and it was not as consistent as it was last month. So I guess he also improved with the years. I'm curious to know which signal you'd like to see reviewed next. And if you have any good experience to share with us, please let us know in the comments so that we can all sign up to these signals and make money together. Or if you know any bad signals and think they're bad enough so that we can take the opposite of their trades and flip them into profit, I'm also curious to know, because this is what I do in the Contrarian Traders group. I find and test bad traders and do the exact opposite of what they do. So if you're curious to know more about this unconventional idea, I'll put down a link in the description, and thanks for watching.